it, I will demonstrate how I make nails. It's fairly similar to how a lot of people make nails. There's videos out there of people taking bar stock and clanking it in the vise and heading them in the vise. I find that making a header is a lot easier, but there's a few details in that. So if you have, I'm not going to grab the other end. If you have a header and it has a square hole in it and you have a round bar, if you have a round or a square bar, that'll work too. There needs to be about a third more material than the width of the hole. This is going to be awful close to this hole. You can see they're fairly similar in size. What I'm going to do is I'm going to strike back while putting my point on, and I'll push a little bit of material back, and then I'll nick that off a little tall, and then I can drive it and make a head. It takes a little bit of practice. It's actually easier to do it with a bigger stock and a smaller hole, but it takes a little bit more fortitude. So you kind of just have to find that balance, what works for you. If you don't have enough material that goes wider than the hole for your header, you'll just shove that thing through and it'll peel off the sides. The one thing you can do is once you put the nail on it. Yeah. Once you put the nail in there, if you let it, you can watch the temperature wick out of it, because this will be colder than the nail. It'll wick just a little bit. You give it just a second, give it a light tap, and then you can nail it. Because once the shank cools down in here, it'll stop going through, and you can actually hit it. But that's another little balance thing. So
those little railroad clips make a good header.
they do. They're a little tough. You don't quench them. Use them as is. But yeah, you can also make a nail header out of heavy mild steel and case hardening. So it's whatever you feel like doing. But like with the railroad clips, your punch is going to get mangled when you punch, because it's just tough stuff.
But they hold up pretty well.
They hold up really well. Don't quench them. Let them cool by the forge, and then you can cool them as you're using them. But if you quench them right away, so I just draw a taper. A lot of people do the near side. I really don't. I don't try to set a shoulder. That's what the head is for. So I swell that just a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. Before it comes off, bend it. A lot of guys cut to one side. I didn't find that was that beneficial to me. Cut in the round made it easier for me to twist off, so I cut to the center. You have to, when you go to bend it, there has to be some red there, as he'll pop off, and it's very hard to nail up because you don't have a handle. So, but I'm trying to keep the tip cold and heat the head portion, because I only want the head to move, not the shaft. You watch that wick down just a little bit. So I probably shouldn't have drawn the taper as tight as I did. You say it's more of a thumbtack looking thing. So we can redo that, but I still got a nice piece of head. So I try to do, if I'm doing nails in my shop, mostly it's a warm up, but I try to do 5 or 6 of them in a row because you get more of the rhythm going. Super square. If they're not square, you can pull them against the side and reset the head. I always pick them up with pliers and hand them to the kids. No, I haven't, but the kids do. They hold them for a very short time.
Well, it doesn't take long to see a piece of nail.
No.
Practice a long time.
They hand them around quickly. So, but they're not too bad. And you can hang up your hammer when you're done. During the lighting ceremony in December, we'll all be down